Hi, I'm Matt from HockeyReviews.ca. This video is obviously going to be a bit different than what I normally do. I don't have access to Lefevre gear. There's none in a really local store to me, so I couldn't bring it home and do a video on like I normally do. So I did a video at Just Hockey Store, so huge thanks to them for letting me come in, take one of their rooms, grab their gear, and do a bunch of videos on. This one is on the blocker and comparing it to the CCM Axis. So again, huge thanks to Just Hockey for letting me do these videos. Obviously, the lighting and the sound is going to be very different, so I apologize ahead of time. I didn't know the table was squeaking as bad, like the Gen Pro was squeaking on the table as bad. It didn't sound that bad in person. The mic really just picks up, so I totally apologize for that. As well as it's a really different format, so again, apologies, but it's the only way I could really get a look at the Lefevre gear and compare it to all this other stuff and just like do a snapshot review on it. So if you are buying any hockey equipment or anything, make sure you check out Just Hockey. Follow them on Instagram, links in the description. Show them support for supporting me. It'd be greatly appreciated. Let them know if you make a purchase or anything you came from me. That helps out a lot too. Otherwise, if you want to support this channel, check out the links in the description to Patreon and Buy Me a Coffee. Everything there will go right back into the channel so I keep doing videos and hopefully one day actually use a Lefevre set, for example. Today we're looking at the Lefevre 20.1, but also kind of the 12.1. It doesn't really matter, all kind of the same compared to the Axis blocker. So I'd have a full review on the Axis blocker. Because I'm not really wearing the Lefevre one, I'm not going to do a full review on it. I'm just going to talk about some things I find interesting on it and compare it to the Axis one itself. So to be totally honest, in my opinion, Lefevre hasn't done a ton of changes to their blockers like ever. This one I think does have their biggest group of changes. I don't know the full specs of these, but the cuff is the new big change to me that I noticed. So I'll talk about that, but really quick, we're going to go over the differences between these two. From the look of it, they kind of look similar, but if you look closely, the boards are really different in thickness. So you can kind of see right there, the Axis board is way, way thinner. That's a new thing for Axis this time. They kind of made that big change. And then the other big changes or big differences is their cuffs. So the Axis now has this molded foam throughout it, which I really like. And Lefevre has this adjustable cuff right here. Very different design. This is kind of them leading away from each other. So both of these are sure grip, and I can't really get good lighting here, but I'll overlay a difference of them. CCM sure grip is much less grippy than what's on the Lefevre one. Much better material on this one. So it's all through the hand, like all through here. Much better on the Lefevre one than on the CCM one. So kind of disappointing with that. So the CCM does have that orange right here and the gusset for extra finger protection from pucks. That's a great design. They're basically the best in the industry from that. The unfortunate thing is Lefevre lost that coming here. Nothing there at all. Just a normal gusset. Pretty disappointing in my eyes. That's definitely a step back. There are still different options on the Lefevre gear for index finger protection. So you can see the different ones here. This is the angle, so more premier design, where this one is the more E-flex design, I'll say, but I think this one's specific to the 20.1, or it's a new version for the 20.1. CCM, obviously the Axis one stock comes with the premier type design. The interesting thing about this blocker though is the cuff. So it has this very open style cuff, whereas the Axis is honestly kind of similar, but not quite. So you can see how much more open that one is. CCM kind of went that route with their new one-piece cuff. I think it was on the E-flex, but as you can see, the interesting thing about this though is that it's Velcro attachable, so it opens up even more. As you can see, that's adjusted, and when you put it on, it just feels like there's nothing there. You can see how that just opens up completely, whereas this one is more of a traditional look. So you have less mobility there, and you have more here because of how open that is. Personal preference, so you can just adjust it. It's really nice in that sense. Besides the board thickness, I can't talk about rebounds because obviously I haven't used it. The balance though is the big thing. To me, CCM kind of lost some of the balance on this with a thinner board. I think it's because of the padding in here hasn't really related to, or it just feels like it's a looser palm altogether and hand altogether, and it feels a little bit kind of sloppy on you. I noticed this when playing. It didn't feel that great in terms of like rebounds and stuff, just because it never felt as solid on my hand as I wanted it to. I put on the Lefevre one and it feels like perfect. It feels nice and snug on there. Really good balance. Everything doesn't feel like it's moving around. Feels like I have a lot more better control on it. So I like the Lefevre one more for that. This is just a really short video on these two because obviously I can't use them I think the Lefevre one is better than what the Axis one was, just because it does have that better balance. But I like the materials in the Axis better in terms of the new molded foams, the D3O on the index finger, but that sure grip still sucks compared to the Lefevre one, so that's kind of disappointing. So hopefully this video was kind of helpful. If you are making a purchase, please check out Just Hockey in the description. Click link through there, make a purchase, let them know you came from me. Greatly appreciate it. On my end, thanks them for letting me use their office and their gear to make these videos. Thank you very much for watching. Take it easy. Remember to like, subscribe to me, follow me on Twitter, Instagram, links are in the description.
You're watching HockeyReviews.ca.